And now, Coast to Coast RIA presents the Experts Corner with Pete Asmus. Now, get ready to go make something happen, because in this series, it's all about actionable information with different experts, strategies, and solutions from around the country. You won't be able to help but catapult your life into a new direction. So get ready, because we are about to begin.
And now, coast to coast.
There you go. That's right, man. You know why? Because
I'm happy. Clap along if you
woo!
like a room without a roof.
Yes.
I'm happy. Clap along.
All right. I'm actually really happy about today because we're gonna be going over hashtags tonight with Justin, and I'm happy and sad at the same time, because the reality is this is going to be the last time Justin's on Experts Corner. The reason that Justin's no longer going to be on the Experts Corner and doing it seemed like every other week with us, is because Justin is going to start doing his own webinar with us on Wednesday nights called The Power of SEO. And so I wanted to, tonight's webinar, we're going to go over a little bit about, kind of go over two different things. One, what is the Wednesday webinar going to be about? And that'll start next Wednesday, not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday is when we're rolling out this webinar. So it's going to be called The Power of SEO with Justin Velthoen. And you can actually already register for it if you go to c2cria.com/the power of SEO. So that's c2cria.com/the power of SEO. And you can register for this right now. You can do that. Let's see. We're also going to talk tonight about hashtags. We're going to talk about how do you use them right. What are hashtags? Why are they used? How can we leverage off of hashtags and get better visibility? And you might be going, I don't understand how that's possible. But if you guys know anything about what we're doing right now, we have the 21-day challenge. And here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So we have the 21-day challenge. And if you see that right there, hashtag 21-day challenge. Now, what's interesting about that is if you go on and you go to Twitter and you search hashtag 21-day challenge, you're going to see that there's quite a few people that have a 21-day challenge. The reason that that's significant is because anybody that goes, oh, okay, so for this working out, Listerine has it too, right? So Listerine says, hey, hashtag Listerine and 21-day challenge, so they can see all the people in that. Well, when you do things like that, what you're doing also is bringing your information to the forefront of what they're doing, right? So all of their people may be using the hashtag, the 21-day challenge. But the other thing is, when we use it, anybody going through and looking at their posts are all going to see ours intermingled in between. And if what we're doing is somewhat similar to what they're doing, they might have an interest in it. They might check it out. And that's really what it's all about. Man, I almost felt like that was and that's what it's all about. You put your right leg in. So tonight we're going to have a lot of fun. Justin Velthoen is with us. He is my co-host the last time. And like I said, next week he will be running his own show. So Justin, are you excited about that, by the way?
Dude, I'm stoked.
So what kind of things do you have planned? Tell me a little bit about what your idea for the Wednesday webinar is going to be about.
Well, I think the main thing is just to get people unafraid of what SEO is, because internet, this big scary thing, and it's really not. The way to be successful in it is the way you're probably already using it for yourself. You just need to carry that over to your business, and I'll show you how to do that. And there's a lot of things that we can do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, that don't take much time, that can really make a huge impact on our leads.
Now, the other thing that you're going to be going over too is we're rolling out a video series that you guys can get into if you want to learn more about how to set up your webinar, or to operate your websites, right? So once your websites are set up, now what? Now what do you do? I mean, that's one of the scariest things. It's like, okay, great, you got the website, here you go. But nobody's taught you how to even use the thing, right? So one of the things that we're going to be putting together is this instructional video of how to utilize websites, how to utilize HootSuite, how to utilize all these different tools. I mean, you could, I guess, go through a whole year of training and do it slowly, or you could you could do a video series and do it at a much higher rate of speed, right? I mean, wouldn't that be a fair assessment, Justin?
Yeah, and that's really why I got into this is because, I knew about this to an extent, and I'd be going to conferences, or especially around real estate, which you guys are into, and I kept seeing the same people, and I'd ask them how they're, what they're doing and how they're moving along, and it was always the same questions, like, well, I set up a Facebook page, but I don't really know what's going on, and I spend 2 hours a night, and it's like, whoa, stop, 2 hours a night, and you're not getting any leads, something's wrong. And mainly I just wanted to get people out of the habit of starting something and just boom, just get everything in place and go. That's why we do websites for people, to just really take their business, put it on the web, and then I work with them so that they get the right content out. I was working with somebody last weekend, or I guess the weekend before, who they were just going to put a website up, and they're like, you know what, my customers don't really do the whole website thing, that we just need a place to put our brand. And so I said, okay, well, let's take a look at it. We talked about who their customer is, some different ideas, broke down some things, and they were just like blown away. And they're like, yeah, there's we put out a personal plan for her and her business that all the executives were going to do. And one of the big things that gets scary is how much time do I have to engage in this? How much energy do I have to put forward in this? Because there are a lot of people who don't know. And so what we did is we worked with their business and found somebody who was very interested in this and had a little bit more time and the interest, and he's going to be that catalyst for their online marketing and bring it all together while highlighting each of them as individuals. So it's going to be great for individual branding for them, for their business branding, and it's going to be minimal impact to their day-to-day activity. So the guys who are engineers can go out and be engineers and be doing exactly what they're really good at and what they're passionate about, and they can still get the results that they're looking for from a lead generation standpoint.
Man, okay, so that brings up, you're talking about customers. How do hashtags play into that? How do hashtags play into customers?
Man, we just rolled right into it. That was a good lead in.
That was a great segue.
All right. Well, so hashtags roll into this is because one thing that we're looking at is keywords. When we're looking to get keywords to bring people to our website, and a hashtag is almost like a keyword, but it's conversation based. So for Pete, he has the 21-day challenge keyword or a hashtag. So if you do a search on Twitter, on Instagram, on these other venues for 21-day challenge, all of that conversation comes up. And is it all Pete? No, he's highlighting everybody that's involved. It's a community, it's a conversation, and that's kind of how it started. Hashtag actually started out back on Twitter, where somebody was trying to do an event, and they said, "Oh, how are we gonna do this? We need to facilitate a conversation. Twitter's kind of a back and forth little text message. How can we make this bigger?" And so they said, okay, we're just going to use this hashtag for this event, so that if you search the hashtag and you just refresh the search, you'll see everybody talking about and replying back and forth. And then it became this massive conversation. So if you go to an event or a conference, you're going to see a hashtag that's coordinated with that, so that you can pull everything up about it. The other one is for branding. So I'm a big fan of polo. I love polo. We love going out and watching the horses go around and hanging out, looking fancy, drinking wine in the afternoon out in Del Mar. And it's gorgeous out there, and it's a lot of fun. But San Diego Polo has a hashtag SD Polo. So they recommend it, like ask everybody, even the announcer throughout the day is asking people to tag their pictures with pound SD Polo, so that they can see it and they can highlight it on their webpage, so they can find their biggest fans and promote them.
Ooh, you know what that is really? That's a great point, because like we can create those widgets, right? And for those of you guys that don't know what a widget is in Twitter, it'll create basically this little box that has that hashtag at the top, and everything that comes in that is hashtagged with that whatever the hashtag is, right? It will actually do that. And in fact, here, let me show you what I mean. If you go on to let's see, C2C. If we go on to, okay, well, that wasn't right. I don't understand why that brought that up. There we go. So if we go on here, if I slide down here, check this out right there. That's one of our hashtags for one of our projects, right? The Thing to Succeed project. And it's all about empowering you, da, 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 da. Well, here is, if you look through this, you can sit there and see all the people talking about the Thing to Succeed project. And right now it happens to be, I don't know why, if it's pause, resume. But it's all connected to that. And so you can join them just like this. And now you're joining that actual, it's called a TWUB as well. But you can go in here and you can check out more of the tweets and videos and see what's going on, just like Justin's saying. And you know, you can create, look at, here's an event, right? The Thing to Succeed project. So you can come here and it's going to show you all the different things that's, you can show older. Okay, this isn't going to work for me like I want it to right now, so that's fine. But you can come here and check it out. It's super easy. You can like the page. Wait, let's like it back again. And you can tweet about it. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's super, super easy. Tweet just like that. And now we're tweeting with these hashtags, and then it should pop back up. Right. Well, all right. So it's not going to work like I want it to when we want it to work. But that's fine. But you get the point, right? Here, I'm
that's
gonna
the joy of the live demo.
Yeah, right. I will. You know what? It's. By the way, Justin, did you see what I did here? So today's events, I moved the daily motivational video that used to be here. I moved it over there now.
Oh, okay.
And now I've got today's events. And so let's say what's today? Today is the 17th. So we can click there and look at this. It has what's going on, although it should have the experts corner on there, and it doesn't right now. But that will be that way. And then all of our different stuff. So that's cool. And then they can hit the daily motivational video and it takes them right to the videos of the day. Bam, just like that. And then see, I even created backlinks. And I'm showing you guys part of this because that's part of what we're talking about, right? Right here is a link. This link goes right back to where we just were. It goes right back to the coast to coast. So what we're explaining what that does real quick. Justin?
So, well, there's sort of a ranking system, and not to go down too much on that because we'll be covering that in the SEO, the power of SEO. But you're basically, the oldest ranking system on the internet was the number of links that came to you. Now there's a lot more things that go into that, and we can dive down that rabbit hole at some point. But essentially, the more links you have that come to you, in a general sense, the better off you are. That basically says there's more people that like what you have to say and have found you to be that resource. So that's kind of the way to get ranked online, is to get those backlinks.
And see, there's that hashtag that we just put up. So, and these are all the different webinars we've got going on. All right, so I'm going to pass the mic to you now, Justin. And that way you can put up your screen and give this back to you. All right, so you got that now, right? There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so there's all kinds of ways we can go about this, all kinds of sites that are built around it. So I'm going to show you two because I think these two are probably the most interesting, right? So we're going to go over these two websites and kind of how to use those and how to get started using hashtags. But first off, I want to start out by saying what you shouldn't do, because I see this one a lot and it drives me and it drives a lot of people crazy. So when you are creating a post, they like, look at my puppy, and then after that you say pound dog, pound Sheltie, pound, and you go on. And these are great, but what isn't great is I love my Sheltie, Bob, and his little friend.
Because nobody's ever going to be searching that term is what you're getting at.
Exactly. Nobody's searching for this. And some of them are clever and witty, so every once in a while it's okay to spit them out. But I have some people that I follow that are brilliant people, and they're a lot of fun to follow, but I just want to pull my hair out when I see this, because I'm sitting here counting characters and like, word, like where does this word stop, and the next one,
Right.
it drives me to insanity, and it's not helping them in at all, because it's not actually something that somebody would search for, whereas dog and Sheltie would be searched for. So that's just something to keep in mind, is you're becoming a part of a conversation. Now let me just put this down so it might be easier to see. So you want to talk like you're in a conversation, and if you go through, you can actually get ranked and find out which ones are more valuable and based on what people are searching for. And the hashtags you can use are either related to the event you're at. So if Coast to Coast is putting on an event, they might do C2C 2014. Maybe that's their hashtag. Or how about NCIS? There's a lot of TV shows. If you go into those, you'll see all the different things that are related to that. And this is kind of cool. The hashtags.org will show you how many hashtags were used at specific times. So you can see between 1 and 3, we had a big spike, and you can see kind of how the life of a hashtag goes, because the speed on the internet is crazy fast. So, and this is, I believe, is only going into Twitter. But even so, you get a really good idea of like what's interesting to viewers, and when is that interesting. So my guess is NCIS probably has a rerun scheduled right about this time. So you can log on to TV and be watching it, and people are tweeting about it as they're watching it.
Oh,
so
wow.
Think about that. That's kind of how a hashtag works. It's, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but we're all watching NCIS. And so we can all chat about it. We can have this huge chatting room talking about NCIS because it's on right now.
Okay, so do the hashtag 21 day challenge, because I just pulled that up. You got to explain to me what this means. And by the way, I love this. I only knew Twubs. I had no idea about hashtags.org.
So it looks like somebody, like right at 9 a.m. is when you get to spike. Everybody's starting their day, and they're doing their 21-day challenge like first thing in the morning. So you get the spike at 6, 7, and the West Coast comes online, and then everybody gets back to work and is doing their thing. So you can see that it's really big first thing in the morning.
That's crazy, right?
So if you were going to do something online, let's say you had pictures, and I want to put some more pictures up. I want to try video. I want to try this. When is the best time to do it? The best time is right then, because that's when everybody's talking about it.
That is awesome, man. That is actually really, really cool. And guys, here's the thing. If any of you guys listening right now have any questions, make sure that you type them in over there on the bar, or you can raise your hand. Either way, we can answer anything that you got going on. All right, keep going, my man.
All right, so Facebook is kind of where everybody lives right now, but it's sort of a group unto itself. So I don't use a lot of hashtags on Facebook, except for when I automatically post my Instagram and it automatically hits my Facebook page. What my recommendation would
on
be,
Facebook, like hashtags now.
What's that?
You can search hashtags on Facebook now.
Nice. Yeah, they've added it. But let me show you this on Google Plus. Look, they use the hashtag procrastination.
I saw
and
that.
If you click that, it's going to take you to other posts that have procrastination. So you can flip through them and find other people talking about the same topic. So
yours is wine.
What?
You have wine on yours. Yeah. That's your hashtag is wine.
Yeah, we went out wine tasting the other day, so this was the place we went to.
Great picture.
Gorgeous view. Yeah. So, it's a great tool to discover other content, and I think Google Plus does it best. And the other thing is, if you do the stuff on Google Plus, guess who's ranking you?
Right.
Right.
Now.
And so,
go ahead.
Let's say I did this post on wine, and I posted it, and I've gone through. Here are the other things I should be hashtagging it with, and only the things that make sense. But I actually been using vino a lot. That's what I usually tag it as. But wine tasting would be a good one. Wine Wednesday, I didn't know that was one. So I know now that there's a group of people out there talking on Wednesdays about the wine that they're drinking. How if I was a wine expert, how helpful would that be?
Man.
So yeah, I know what these things are talking about. There's this other guy on here. Let me see if I can find him. That he keeps doing a bunch of stuff on.
Are you on Google Plus now? Is that where you're at?
Yeah. So look at this guy over here. He's got a couple of hashtags on here, which is cool. So if we went to investment, let's just scroll through these real quick, and we can see what other people are talking about. And then if we're doing investment, here are the other ones that Google says these are close, so you might have meant these as well. So they're very close, and this is a great tool to come back to and say, you know what, this might be some other things we want to talk about, and you can go into each one and dive into it. So just something fun to do, and there's obviously a lot of kickback for playing in Google Plus. They really want to promote it. They really want people to be on it, and frankly, I find it easier to go through than Facebook. It might not be as popular, but they give you essentially credit for doing stuff online, because this one is linked more towards getting found on Google, where Facebook, you can do a lot of Facebook and you interact a lot more, which is really great for community building, but for getting found, Google Plus will always win.
All right. That makes sense.
So, yeah. Facebook wants to keep everybody within Facebook. So your Facebook page might get more attraction, but for me, I want people to come to my website to sign up for something. So Facebook, you have to do ads to do that. Google, you have to be engaged to do something. You have to be doing things in the industry. You have to be creating content and helping people out. And when you do that, they reward you with it by sending more people to your website.
Man, that is awesome. So awesome.
So yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here, and you can tell I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I have a lot of Star Wars, and there's some groups in here, and based on tags, you can go in and find different things. But hashtagging is great.
How did you search that hashtag in here? How did you find that?
Oh, I just scrolling down, and when we go to posts over here on the top, you can see what people have. So Chrome tips is about people who are using Google Chrome, and this is, hey, this is what I did. And how cool is this from a brand perspective? Somebody's going out there. I mean, the last one probably wasn't, but all of these people are creating something that's valuable for their brand. So this person probably doesn't work for Google, but is promoting their brand because they're using the hashtag.
Right. Man, that is awesome. And if I just wanted to go in there and just look up a random term, how would I do that on here? Just in the share what's new? Oh, no, up there. I got you.
Yeah.
So I could look up there. Is that like a hashtag when you type it in there?
So it's going to come up with all the ones that are tagged with that. It's just going to go through the content and find out what content relates to what I searched in.
Okay.
Google's great for search, so let's see.
That's
They're
awesome.
probably talking about investment. But yeah, just search. And that's the beauty, is the hashtag is the search. So let's try this one. This is a really neat one, hashtagify me. So I'm going to put that in the chat box for you guys. Hashtagify me. I'm going to put this one in there too, so you guys can go over and play with these. Both great tools. The hashtag .org is great, because if you look on here, you can see what the trending hashtags are. These are going up, these are going down. So you can see what people are talking about. World Cup 2014. So let's say I'm going to put some content out there. World Cup 2014. We know there's a huge following for the World Cup right now. I would venture to say a worldwide following of the World Cup. So there's all these people looking at what people are talking about for the World Cup, and trash about the other teams and different stuff like that. So you can get into that conversation if you know what you're doing. You can just like hashtag something #World Cup 2014, and you signing papers as you're doing your deal, like, hey, getting ready for World Cup 2014, finishing off the day, something like that. And that'll get you in that conversation. You want it to be relevant, and don't be very markety about it. Don't really push your brand. There are some brands that just did some things and they pushed on sensitive topics and they got a big backlash. So be cautious about what you're doing so that as long, just like a conversation, just, you wouldn't go up to somebody and just like start shoving stuff in their face that you've never met before. Make it a conversation, make it interesting.
That's right. What was that other one again? Hashtagify? I must not have spelled that right.
Yeah, so let's try this one. So 21-day challenge, right?
Oh, yes.
So this is cool. So this is going to tell us, okay, 21-day challenge, what things are related to that. So fitness, swish selfie, and doing, so there's like these other things out there. So you can go out there and find out, okay, what's related, who else is doing a 21-day challenge. And if you have a hashtag that you want to start using, my search to find out who else is using it, and is that something I want to be a part of.
Yes, so, that's right. Like hashtag C2C.
Yeah. So you never know. I mean, you think, we all think we're kind of unique snowflakes, but somebody else might have thought of it and is using it for different words than you ever thought. So yes. Like yogis, yoga, those are probably pretty generic, but when you start putting letters together, it could mean different things to different people. And you could have an event going on. It could have the same letters involved as, let's say, a fireman's group. And so all of a sudden you get all these firemen talking, and it's like, what is that about? It's because more or less you stepped on their toes. You walked into their conversation that they were already having.
Oh my
gosh. So you want to do a check first.
Dude thinking to succeed, or go make something happen. That's pretty awesome, man. Watch this. Look at that.
So
bam.
Thinking to succeed and C2C RIA. And the cool thing is too, go in here to top influencers and you can see who's making all these posts. So this one, there's not a lot of posts for in this respect, but let's do that NCIS. We get a lot of stuff for NCIS. I'm actually not a fan of NCIS, just so you guys know. my folks love it. I've seen a couple episodes. It's cool. I just don't have TV, so I miss out on a lot of stuff. All right, so we can see Season X, Get Glue, CBS, CSI. Like you can see different things that are related to this topic, and you can go through. I'm just curious what these are. So go through, see how everything's going. Is a trend increasing or decreasing? You can really dive into these and decide what hashtag makes the most sense for me to use. And I would say stick with a few that you use regularly so that you get found when people search for it. So, polo and wine are kind of my wife and I's favorite thing to do. So SD Polo.
So you like to drink and swing a mallet at balls.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So, not that I really want to get found for that, but I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing. So it's a market to get in there. And that's just something that I'm doing in my personal brand. So it's not too big.
I think there's a lot of people that are interested in that stuff, man. Like the whole polo. I mean, why? Yeah, I definitely think that you're onto something with that. I think those are great brands.
Yeah, and it's definitely a market that I want to be in. Like the people who go to something like this are people that I would like to have in my social circle, right?
Right.
So, those horses are not cheap, and to play polo, you have to have like 9 of them, and, you have to have a lot of time to practice. So a lot of these guys are crazy rich, and the tickets are only $10-12, so it's not like it's a huge day for us to go out and have a great day at the polo field, get dressed up and hobnob, but I don't know, it's one of those things. It was something somebody told me early on, is that you're the average of the 5 people around you, so fire some and hire some new ones if you're not where you want to be. So
yes,
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. Fire some and hire some. You got to change it up so that you get the right people around you. Okay, so these are some of the ways, right, that we can oh, I love this. What is that?
Yeah.
All-time
So
six
this is going to tell
influence.
you who the big influencers are. So if this was you wanted to go after NCIS and really be involved with it, these are the people who are really, really out there and getting the most followers. So user influence for this hashtag. So this person has the most influence, the specialization of the people who are using it the most. So
Holy
I
crap.
would say Polly P. Now, let's go after this from a marketing perspective. Polly P is probably, to be honest, like I said, I don't know the NCIS very well, but I could guess he's one of the actors. So a lot of the people that are following him are influenced by the hashtags he's using. So they're forwarding, they're retweeting, they're doing other things, they're reposting his posts because he's an influencer. People admire him for what he's doing. He'll probably have a picture that other people want to forward to their followers.
Can we see
Now,
him? I mean, is there a way to click on that? Does that show anything if we click on it?
I was going to see if we had him over here. There we go.
Oh yeah, she is on it. She's on the show.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one she's the one my parents like. They thought she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she's crazy on the show. She is cool.
Yeah. So now let's say this is a tag you want to go after. You just found the most influential person related to this hashtag. You think it'd be a good idea to reach out to them and follow them, see what they're doing, maybe engage with them every once in a while. Don't be a stalker. Don't think that they're going to retweet anything you do or even converse with you.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that people don't quite understand. You can see she has about 560,000 followers. Probably half of them are like, hey, tweet this about me. And it's not going to happen. But let's say, you're going to have to sign in. But if you go to our followers list, you'll probably find other people who are interested in the same thing, and you can connect with other people who might not be as influential and build yourself up.
God, that's such a good idea, man. And Drunken Polo is what Michael Wetterman wanted you to look up. Drunken
Polo. Drunk N.
Yeah,
Polo?
drunk EN Polo. Like you're drunken playing polo. Yeah, there you go.
Not enough data yet. No.
Oh. Wow, that's a weird looking
Sorry.
dude. That was all right.
So and then just real
go
quick, go to the usage patterns, and it'll show you like how it's trending, because you want to see if something's like taking a hard decline. That's probably something you might not want to go after. If it's something that's taking an incline, maybe it's something to look at. So you can see up here, you get a sort of a popularity score where it's going. So it's something to play with.
Wow, that is really, really cool, man. What are some of the keep going. This is so cool. I'm just keep talking. I'll stop talking.
Yeah. So then it's going to tell you, when should you post? Well, I would hazard a guess Wednesday at midnight there's a rerun or something. So so we're aiming over here. So when these things are going to happen. This is kind of cool, spelling variants. So you can see what people are doing that might be close to it, or if they're capitalizing a particular letter. So now you know that maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe you want to go after like a splinter section of that and take that over.
Wow.
So this is all free. You just log in and just start doing it. You can actually add stuff to your hashtags. You make a free account and add stuff to the hashtag so that you can look at things and go back to your own hashtags and see what things are doing over time. Make sure that the things that you're doing make sense. But all of this is so that you can get found by people, because Instagram's huge. I mean, that's my preferred place to hang out. That's where I usually go, because I'm image centric and I can fly through all that stuff really quick. But if you're a good marketer, you are using the hashtags. You're searching for things that are related to you to find people who are already talking about things that are related to you. So one day I was at a co-working space, and they had a beer pong table. with, with their brand on it and everything. And Friday afternoon they play beer pong. It's open for beer pong. So I, hashtag beer pong. Boom! Within like 5 minutes, I had like a number of people added me, a bunch of replies, things like that, because beer pong is something that people are searching for. Like, hey, I want to see people playing beer pong, and it's a fun game for some people. So get involved with the conversation, and by using the hashtag, other people can get involved with you. And once you know what hashtags to go after, you can actually go searching for people. You can do searching on Instagram, on Facebook, on Google Plus for those keywords, and find people in the whatever social network you want to use for your business. And then you can find those people who are already talking about it, connect with them, have that conversation about it, and create that brand.
Man, that is so cool. I'm just looking at the implications of everything from having events to creating brands all the way around. I mean, just the recognition. It's like with the Thinking to Succeed project. I had them all, create teams with hashtags, and that's what they do. They run around putting hashtags everywhere of their brand, and this is just showing exactly why that is so important to create a brand. And then also how you can look that kind of stuff up. When you're going to be doing the Wednesday calls, are you going to, you're obviously going to go over some of this stuff. What is the primary focus of that webinar going to be?
Everything I do is really about business. I mean, a lot of it has to do with online, but it's about business. I want you guys to do things that are good for your business, not to waste time, not because it's cool and popular. There's a huge influx of this whole, like, get followers and all this stuff. It's, at the end of the day, it's all about sales. So to find different ways, and ways that work for you, to go out and get that customer, bring them into your sales funnel, so that ultimately you're making more money. And
Man. So
yeah,
we're going to be going over, talk about some of the different areas that you're going to be going over. Like, for instance, we have hashtags, right? Well, what are some of the other things?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones, and this is something I'm pretty excited about, is what we talked about for the post, how to craft a perfect post so that it has all the keywords that you want, is readable, so you're not going to get knocked down by Google, because you don't want some spammer out there to do a website for you that just loads it wrong, because for 15 minutes you're going to have this huge spike in ranking, but then you're going to get shut down by Google. What we want to do is build a solid foundation of excellent content that Google's going to love. And you might not get as many shares or as many links as the other way, but it's not spammy and you won't get shut down. Well, so my goal on those calls is to get you going down the right direction with the tools that make sense for you and your business. Hashtags works great for me because the social media that I'm involved in, and it's a great way for me to find people and interact with people, and it's a great way for people to find me and interact with me. So that's a great tool. But if let's say Instagram isn't your thing, if you're not really into this and you want to be over in Facebook because that's where then we'll go through Facebook and what a page looks like and what you should be sharing and how to use groups to build and whirlwind content around and to create that that sense of community.
Well, what about,
and if Facebook isn't your thing and you want to do, you just want to get found more, we'll focus on Google Plus and how to use Google Plus so that you are getting the best return.
When you're man, now I forgot what I was going to say. You were talking about getting found. That's what I was going to say. What about, so if they're not comfortable with Twitter, they're not comfortable with Instagram, they're not comfortable with LinkedIn, is there a way then that we could put something up on Facebook where you are comfortable, and then there's something that will take that Facebook post and go blast it out over all the other social media ways so that they don't have to worry about that?
Of course, yeah. And I recommend HootSuite literally to everybody I talk to. It's a great way to manage all of your accounts from one single dashboard. It gives you a bunch of tools. I'll just pull up mine right now. And it lets you see everything. Where's I sign in. And here's the other thing. You want LastPass because it logs you in automatically. Yes. I don't have to remember all my passwords to every site. And, you know, I have clients that have multiple different areas. So this is kind of cool. So this is my Twitter profile. I can see one of the terms that I search for is warehouse management because I want to be engaged in this one. And so I have a search running at all times for the term warehouse management. So that's super handy for me because,
What does that do? That you have that term running. How are you going to use that? Because that's a hashtag, right?
No, well, it could be. It's 2 words. This is just words that people have used. So I can go in and find other people who are talking about things that relate to my business, which is primarily, a lot of it is in warehouse management and supply chain management. So I can see here ERP in India, you know, which is fairly relevant to what I'm doing, is talking about inventory management, very relevant to warehouse management. So here's somebody that might not that I might not know, and I can go over here, and he's in ERPs and I'm in warehouses, and those two tie together. You can't have one without the other in a product business. So I could start following this person through any of my profiles. So I have all these profiles I can just start following. So I'm going to follow this guy from my regular one, and now I can, you know, start replying to him and say, hey, that was a great article, thank you so much. Like, you know, what do you usually recommend for warehouse management systems? You know, is that something that we can partner on? Things like that. So there's all kinds of ways that I can go through and find, you know, warehouse opportunities in DC area. So these are people who are looking for warehousemen. Well, if I know somebody who is a warehouse person trying to get a job in the DC area, I can recommend them for this.
Now, what about if you could you do real estate? Like, how do you do that? How can you open up a new tab and just do real estate real quick to show us?
Yeah, I actually haven't done this in a while. So let's do this.
Okay, so it's that easy. All right.
Yeah. All right, this is in my way, but so right here, save as a stream. Boom. And I'm going to add it to my real estate profile. So now, boom, I have a new real estate stream of everybody who's talking about real estate. So
now that could be huge for somebody in real estate. If you were in, I mean, is multi-level marketing, right? You could hashtag that. You could do baseball.
So, and did you see this?
What's that?
When I do a search, it says trending on Twitter. These are the things that are going through and trending right now on Twitter.
Wow. Okay.
So you keep an eye out. Twitter has, like, this is where a lot of stuff's going on, and Twitter is fast. Like, it's pumping. Like, there's constant movement on it. I mean, you can barely keep up with it when you start following enough people. And the only way to keep up with it is to go in and check out their homepage to find out what's trending. And when you find out what's trending, man, that's the stuff that's just gold right now. When you start talking about it, trending means people are talking about it and searching for it. So you can become a part of that conversation. Again, if it makes sense for what you have to say. So with the World Cup, you can talk about finishing up your day. You can talk about in the investments that you're doing that are providing, you know, people to be able to go to the World Cup. Like, hey, we just had another client today. You know, we closed a deal, and now they're able to fly out to do the World Cup. Or, you know, I'm out today playing soccer. Maybe in another 20 years I can be at the World Cup. You know,
right? Anything like that, but relating it to it some way.
Yeah, and this is pretty cool too. Using your location to find local search results, because you can see here in WMS, which is Warehouse Management Systems, it's an acronym that in my business we use all the time. But you can see here, this isn't local. This person is not in my area, and this is probably not a good lead for me. Same with this one. So what I can do is, even in Twitter, go in and search for within 50 miles of San Diego.
Oh, wow. Okay. But what about, I mean, if they spoke, could you search for just things that had English words?
Sure. I like doing this from Twitter because Twitter's advanced search is really good. So,
By the way, Mike Jensen said you're not doing this fast enough.
all right.
I'm totally
So
kidding.
here on my left is the trending topics. So World Cup again is huge.
Right.
If we go click on this, here's all the tweets and stuff that are happening over the World Cup. So, and Facebook has gotten more and more interested in
Oh my
these
God!
things.
Did Ted Mosby become their
I know, I
their
love
goalkeeper?
that. Awesome. I was checking that out.
That's funny.
But they realize, you know what? People are leaving us to go to Facebook because this got pretty pictures. Pinterest came out because it has pretty pictures. Man, we need to get some pretty pictures on here. So now instead of just a link to a picture, you can see the picture. Vine is another one that's huge. So if you go over to Vine, you can create little 6-second videos, and they'll play right here in Twitter. So
nice.
Yeah, lots of cool, powerful stuff. Discover, I think, is going to be the advanced search. Yeah, so tailored to you.
God, I thought 15 seconds was short. 6 seconds? That's nothing.
Yeah. So you want to go through it and find all kinds of stuff. It's a great place to do it. Where is? Sorry, they moved everything. But you basically want to do like an advanced search, and if we go, let's just do. I think it's a prefix. Yeah. There we go. Advanced search. This is what we're looking for. So let's say real estate, and then places, add a location.
Oh, written
Marietta, California.
In any language, you can make it English.
Mm-hmm. And you can put in dates.
You wouldn't even have to say Marietta at that point, though, right? But let's say that you wanted to start a popsicle stand and you wanted to see how much traffic you could get. Then you could see who was looking for popsicles in a close radius to your location.
And you can put in hashtags too.
Oh, wow.
So you can filter it by that. And so here's a cool one is our search algorithms have gotten so good. We can tell how, like, what people are meaning when they're doing it. So let's say if you're into real estate and wanting to find somebody who's talking about their home, maybe has a bad experience, so you can dive in and turn that into a positive experience. Let's say there's a realtor out there, and because I've hit that before, where they treated me really poorly, and so I just left. I just stopped talking to that person. And if I was tweeting about it, and a lot of people tweet about this stuff, so just not in Marietta, but you can go back and say, okay, I want to see all of the. Let me take this off and say, let's try San Diego,
Paris, California,
and let's say negative in real estate. I just want to see, because these would be the goal to go after. So I'm going to take the location off, and
this is awesome.
And this is really fast, so you can go through and track all this down really quick. So
bam.
It's also a problem in real estate. People think agents shouldn't get paid. So find this Chronicles of Nothing. Go on Wine Drinker, Online Tater, Movie Watcher. So if this person was a realtor, you could probably get in touch with them and say, hey, what can we do for you? We think real estate should get paid. Real estate agents should get paid, and we're looking for properties. We're willing, we pay cash. We make this an easy possible process. That would be
That's
somebody
so
you really
brilliant,
want to get in
man.
touch with.
And you're doing it at the right time. You're seeing an emotional trigger, and you're able to jump in and then leverage off that and go, look, I can tell that you're upset about the way things are going. Let me be the difference. And you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, somebody's listening to me. how are they not going to bend over backwards? You know what I'm saying? This is, I mean, honestly, this is brilliant.
Yeah. And so look at here. This lady, Soph, is talking about she's trying to sell her house and feels like she's being bugged by a real estate agent when she just wants to eat a bagel. So that might be somebody who you can get into and start talking to. They might, if they have real estate's interesting because they might have an agreement already with the realtor. But if you're in any industry, and let's say you're in dance and you want to get into and find what people are talking about in dance, you can track that down.
This is crazy.
So yeah. So the hashtags really help in search. But obviously you can use search, especially in Twitter. They have a fantastic search engine. So you can track all that down.
Yeah, that advanced search is nuts, man, where you can make it so that it's got to be English. And then the whole happy or sad, or they have, what about questions? Let's go back to that questions one. Let's do questions instead.
Yeah. So from this one.
So look at what it looks like up there. If you just type in real estate with a question mark, does that work?
Yeah. Yeah. And let's go back to English on this one. Did I pass it?
English right there. Bam.
Of course, it's not alphabetical. That'd be too easy, right?
Yeah.
So you can see here, this is what the search string is. So now if you wanted to do that, you can save it. You can actually save this as a bookmark. So you can go back to this every day.
You search short sales.
Yeah, because I figured real estate might have a question, but I'm guaranteed that short sales has some questions.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's, that's going back to knowing your keywords, knowing your industry. There's going to be things that people have questions on. If you're dance, it might be some technical term that's, a lot of that stuff is in French or Russian, and, you might be the expert and know what those are, but somebody else might have heard about it, might have misspelled it, might be looking on what does this mean, and you can dive in and answer that question. So,
God, this is so awesome, man. Every time you come on, Justin, it's just amazing, bro.
Yeah, so this one, Desert View Realty. So you can go in and find this guy and say, okay, we're Arizona Desert. Do you do deals in Arizona? Well, hey, this might be somebody that you want to get in touch with and say, hey, I notice you're doing some stuff on Twitter with real estate. I buy real estate. What do you have for me right now? I'm ready to buy.
What about if we looked up now let's look for real estate. Let's look for construction questions in let me see, pull a rabbit out of my hat. Washington, D.C.
Got some pictures in there too.
So building index, up, down, flat, find out tomorrow. But here's somebody like, let's say you were all about catapulting change and you just wanted to change the world, and you were really good and in construction, and you lived around Washington, D.C. You could go onto Twitter here and you could check out anybody that might have questions in construction, jump down, answer them, and find that out. You could search AC questions. You could search, right? Like all these different crazy terms, foundation questions, drywall questions, right? All these different specific topics.
Yeah, and I would actually say those would probably do you better, because construction, is that a term that a customer would be using?
No, they wouldn't.
Exactly. But drywall.
What about kitchen? Oh, crap. You can just change it right up there. Yeah. Drywall.
So that's probably not the right one, but let's say, let's just go kitchen. So let's say in our search term, we're looking Fusion Court, so a marble company.
Obviously, this we're doing off the cuff, right? But this is something that you get the idea. You've just got to start goofing around with these words and start finding the right phrasing of that people would write, right? So I'm a homeowner, and I've got questions like, I want to remodel my house. Remodel my house.
When you're a homeowner, are you remodeling or are you renovating?
Renovation.
Yeah. So, and that's an important thing to note is that you want to use the same terms that your customers are going to be using, or whoever you're searching for is using. So with our industry in the warehouse management system, when we started going out for this stuff, we're going after warehouse management system, supply chain, like all these advanced words. And we found out that when we started doing our discovery calls and demos, nobody knew what those meant. They're all using barcoding. They're using the term inventory control. And we're just like, oh man, like that changes everything that we're doing. We have to
Yeah.
scale it way back and go into these other terms that they're using, because I can't tell them to use my term.
Right.
I can't get in front of them enough. However, if I use the terms that they're using to find people like me, then I just help them find me.
That is awesome, man. Now, what are some other ways? So here, let's do this real quick. Let's save this. Let's open up a new tab and go into what you showed me how to find keywords for YouTube, or find keywords to put in posts. Remember that whole thing?
Okay, well, let's do keyword research.
Keywords is YouTube keyword and Google keyword. So we could utilize these things all together, right? Where we utilize what words are getting the biggest traffic? What are people Googling, right? What are people looking up? What words are they specifically going after? And then we could sit there and use that into a hashtag and create posts around them and basically get free marketing. I mean,
yeah, and so let me just use your terms that you were using, construction, renovation, remodel, that we were talking about. So construction is bringing up these results, renovation, remodel, not as much. So if I was going to write an article, there's going to be more people searching for construction. But the other thing to think about is who are those people and what are they looking for when they're looking for construction?
Ooh,
so
home improvement.
I love that show.
No. Go back. What are you doing? As I looked down, I realized I was just looking down, and if you see the part right below it, wait, what do you?
So I just want to show right here. So I found that, just real quick, construction is getting the most, but let's go over here and find out what that is. That's obviously construction companies are getting found for construction. A lot of definitions, things like that, engineering, but not really people talking about remodels. So if my job was redoing kitchens, construction might not be the keyword I go after, because it looks like it's pretty well saturated.
And it's all big business. It's all, building a school or a architecture or whatever. Can you go back into that thing that you had again?
Yeah. Hold on real quick. So the other thing is, look at this. This is a really interesting thing where just using Google Maps, we're searching for construction, and this is why it's really important. When you do it right, you get the dot. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to go to the ones with the dots, right? The big dots.
Right.
Because they did it right and they have a Google presence. So I can go in and find them. The thing that you don't know is all these little dots that are just fly specks are people who didn't set it up right.
Oh my gosh.
So look at all these people in construction right here that aren't doing the internet right, and they're losing all their business to these guys.
J.E. Burns Construction way over there did it right. I mean, so it's not about being in location specific. It's about doing it right. I mean, period.
Yeah.
Holy
so
crap.
I mean, look, like if you're not doing it right, you're one of these little dots, and I'll guarantee you're getting lost. People are not finding you, because who's going to go over here and to click on this? I mean, you don't even see it. But
and then you can't find it again. So what about if you come off of that, right? And it's like, no, go back to that one that you were just on, and you're like, okay, it's over here.
Yeah, which
somewhere.
one was it?
Yeah, right. I mean, seriously. I don't mean really go back on the one, but that was my point, that if it's a big one, matrix concrete right there, we can find that every single time. It's not going to be a difficult thing. But let's go like superior quality inspections, right? If you go down below there, look at that big giant cluster of below, down.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
This guy?
Yeah, so say there's somewhere in there. That's going to be a nightmare to sit there and try and figure out what's what.
Yeah. So this is one big reason why you definitely want to get somebody in there to set all this up right, because when you do, you get found. When you don't, it's just you're throwing money out of the window. And man, I've seen, people come to me spend, 3 to 5 grand for these custom websites that they didn't need a custom website for. They just needed to get online and in the right way, and they blew a ton of money, and then the company that did it didn't know what they were doing, and they just ended up not getting found, have $3,000 in the hole, and then they have to start over from scratch because it was all done in something that was proprietary that no one else uses, and they had to start from scratch. It breaks my heart, but that's why I want to do this. I want to get this out there because it's not hard, it's not complicated, and I want to show people that this is why we do the things the way that we do, and this is why I like to do this for people, is because I don't do this as necessarily a service. I don't just build a website for people. What I do is I walk people through for their business how this all comes together and works for them. So, and then to go back, Pete, to what you were asking for, when we go in and look for the keywords, absolutely, we want to go down here because these are the other things that people who are using this, Google says, I know what you're talking about, bro, but these are the other things you might want to consider. Now, 10, I don't want that with renovations with the accent on the E, but let's do this. Check this out. We'll sort it by average monthly searches. And it's going to go through and pull all those back. Bam,
Whoa.
201,000 house plans.
What? Bathroom ideas.
Cabinets to go. I would not have thought of cabinets to go. But you can see also here that the competition's high. Now, this isn't competition of websites that are out there for this. This is competition in pay-per-click ads, which is also a pretty good indication. If somebody's willing to pay $10 for a lead, that's $10 just for somebody to come to their website.
Just to click.
You can bet that this term is for somebody who's ready to buy. And that's one of the big indicators. You want to go after people who are ready to buy, not ready to think about stuff. Because they'll waste your time all day long on all these questions or hey, I'm really thinking about doing this, and I'd love to see what you had, and you'll spend hours building out quotes for them and ask me how I know, and then they'll just take what you have and they'll go find somebody to do it cheaper. So you want to find somebody who's ready to go, and you mouse over this, you can see the trending graphs and like how everything's moving along. So this one's kind of nice because it has a little dip. So you can see it's seasonal. In December, not a lot of people are going after bathroom ideas.
Wow, man. Now, home improvement. So we're at actually cabinets to go is even higher, but that just seems like
I would not have thought cabinets to go. I didn't even know that was a term.
And who is searching that term though? Click on that. Let's see what does that bring up in Google? If we click on that.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys are interested in this, because this to me is priceless. We're literally showing you how to market yourself right now for free.
So it's a brand name, cabinets to go.
Oh, well, that's why then. Okay, so that's so that doesn't count then. So then we go back to home improvement. Yeah.
That's a good brand name though.
Yeah, it is.
How many brands are searching like 90,000 searches a month?
Golly,
you need to get busy.
Okay, so home improvement, right? That should be something that's being searched. It's 60,000 hits a month are searching home improvement. So now what if we do that, take that term and put that in Twitter like you were doing with the real estate?
Sure. Yeah, let's give that a shot.
With our question mark.
So this is how it all kind of ties together. I misspelled it. Dang it.
There we go.
So this is how we tie it all together from all the different things that we show you, because this is something that we, all the keyword research was something we showed earlier. But when you have that, now you can come back and bring it in as you're looking at hashtags and you're looking at, Twitter or social media, so that you know how to interject and how to join those conversations. And mainly to find people who are buyers. You want to find the buyers, the people who are ready to make a decision.
There's
So
got to be a way to leverage off of Laura there, man. She knows people, right?
mhm.
That are sending
So
her
she's
horror stories.
and she's in a news group. So that might be something you can talk about and
Ooh.
have, like, I know home improvement's a really big thing. I do this in this area. Is that something, if you need an expert to talk about it, I'd
Yep.
love to, help you out. Now, if she says, that's great, I would love to have somebody to quote. Now you just became an expert. Now on your Twitter bio, you can have as featured in news post,
God,
as quoted in news post. So that's always a nice
man.
helper. Always get in touch with the Washington Post down here.
Look at that. And these people typically, I mean, these are people that will respond back to you, right? They're looking for people to send them information. They're looking to get connections.
Yeah, and they're active on Twitter, and if you're going to find somebody that's talking about this stuff that is active on Twitter, then you're going to be able to have a conversation. If you find somebody that talked about it and they're just blasting the same thing here, summer storm season's here, you're home prepared. This person might not be as active as maybe somebody on the news, but I mean, it'd still be worth pulling them up and checking it out. Yeah, so they've got like a couple of things. So yeah,
Well, right on, man.
go out,
All right, so
find the conversations that relate to what you're doing, find your customers, and find people who you can help out and can help you out, like Laura.
there you go. Guys, if you guys have any questions right now, I want to go ahead and bring those up. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and ask them, or you can type your questions in. So that's, I think we did a really good job on covering hashtags tonight. If you guys are interested and you liked it, please make sure you talk about it on Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. And hashtag C2C RIA. And that would be awesome. The other thing is, let's talk about next week. We're starting up the Power of SEO. You guys can go to c2creia.com/the Power of SEO to sign up for that right now. Oh man, look at that. Daniel Tosh. I love that guy. He's so funny.
He's funny.
So what we want to do though is I want Justin, again, I want you to talk about what you're going to be doing on that webinar, why people should tune into that, and what kind of benefits they're going to get from that webinar.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that we're doing that is so that you can grow your business or even your profile. I mean, it helped me immensely when I went for, to upgrade my job. I'm a W-2 person, and I have my own business and stuff as well, but I'm a W-2. That's where I get a large majority of my income. But I was able to double my salary because I was doing everything right. And I think there's a lot of other people out there that can too. I mean, obviously that's something that was fairly rare, and I was underpaid to begin with, but I needed to find something, and I needed to find it fast. And I was able to, over the years, I had been doing a couple things right. And so when I needed to leverage that and use those tools, they were there and they were prepped, ready to go for me. So absolutely want to get this in place for you. If you're going to look for a new position in your job, if you have a business and you need to get it out there and you need to get more customers, and to be honest, who doesn't need more customers?
Right.
You want to make sure that you're doing it right. You want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed with all this stuff, and maybe you just want to get it done. So there's all these different things out there, and I just want to make it not confusing for people. I just want to show them it's not scary, it's not hard, it's all common sense, and it's all based around helping people and walking them through your sales funnel.
That's right. And you know why?
Winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-the-time thing. You don't win once in a while, and you don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning
Nice.
is a habit.
Go ahead and tell everybody I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
I just felt like everybody should know this.
Yes, I am.
Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. Justin, did you have fun?
Always, man, always.
Okay, good. Again, guys, make sure you sign up for his webinar. You can go to c2crea.com/webinars. It will be up there shortly. Or you can just go right to the direct link and go to c2crea.com/the power of SEO. That's CREIA.com/the power of SEO, and sign up for that webinar starting next week. It's pretty awesome, man. We pretty much have Monday through Friday Sunday through Friday dialed in when it comes to 6 p.m. You've got Journey to Success on Sunday nights at 6. You've got Bird Dogging Opportunities on Mondays, Experts Corner on Tuesdays. We're now putting in the Power of SEO on Wednesdays. We've got Money Matters on Thursdays, and then Women, Entrepreneurs, and Real Estate on Fridays. So there's a lot of really cool things happening. Wow. All right, Michael, I got you. And I'm excited about what we're bringing to the forefront. So please share that webinar or share that page, c2crea.com/webinars. Please share that. There's got to be something there that can help somebody that you know. They're all free. We're not doing pitch fest. This is all about giving you guys information and bringing it to you. Now, if you want more help, if you want more coaching, if you want more stuff like that, yeah, absolutely, we have that. But we're not going to push it down your throat. If you want it, come and ask us. That's how it works. We're about providing value to you right now. With that, we've got Michael Wetterman. Let me unmute you. All right, Michael, you are up, bud.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey.
Hey, Justin, absolutely great webinar, man.
Hey, thanks, man.
I really enjoyed it, and which is really good. I have a brother-in-law who is a contractor, which is kind of funny, and he's not getting the business because I was telling him about doing SEO, and now you gave me some great ideas where I can actually help him out. I just want to say thanks. It's really great. We can divert because he's really a good quality roofer, and he needs some business. And I think this is a good way that I could practice for myself by doing this for him.
Right, and help him help you.
I actually come from a long line of contractors, and I've been trying to convince my dad to do this for a while, and getting him into technology is kind of difficult. But what I would definitely recommend for him is before and after pictures, because now there's so many cool apps out there that'll let you do picture by picture and just have a picture of before what the roof looked like and after what the roof looked like. And that'll really show a homeowner like, oh, wow, he really makes it look sharp when he's done. And to feature that either on his Facebook or wherever he wants to publish. Like I said, I love Google+. It makes it really great for that. But he can do that straight from his phone very easily, just a few clicks. But that'll be a huge conversion tool.
Now, is that something, Justin? That's something where you could even help him set up a website, right? And then you could put one of those like I have on the front of Coast to Coast, where you could put the rotating widget on there.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to do with my dad, is to do a post for each project. You don't have to put the address. You just have to, it would have to have a different name, and you can call it by, this is a 3-point, all these different things about what that might look like that are relevant to somebody sees it. They know what that is. But if a customer, and I'll guarantee you, my wife, like when we go out to dinner, she's going through Yelp and finding out who all is ranked on Yelp. So if he's somebody that people are going to spend thousands of dollars with, they're probably going to Google him at some point. And by having something there and something for them to look at, especially visually, that's going to make a homeowner feel a lot better. Oh, there's a picture that's this is proof that this person does a good job, because I can see what the before picture looked like and the after picture looks so much cleaner.
Man, that is so cool. Right, did that help you out, Michael? Okay, maybe he's off now. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. I definitely appreciate it, from Justin and Pete. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Have a great week. Tomorrow, if you guys are living locally, we're going to be at the TGIF in Buena Park. I'd love to see you come out. Super easy. Again, the TGIF in Buena Park. We'll be there 6:30. Hey, if you want to come down to Knott's Berry Farm earlier, I'm going to be there. We'll probably get there around 2 o'clock and hang out for a few hours and then do our little deal. So love to see you. Love to hang out. We're all about making a difference. Make sure that you guys also check out the 21-day challenge. If you have not signed up for it, I promise you there's some really good things going. In fact, I just had a meeting today with the author of the Saturday Morning CEO. And if you go on Amazon, it's a $10 book, the Saturday Morning CEO. He's giving me the PDF to that book, and I am now putting that in the 21-day challenge. So everybody that is in the 21-day challenge, on the 7th day, or on the first Saturday, I think is what the way I word it, or the way I'm going to set it up, you get sent his book so that you guys can get it for absolutely free. Anyways, again, all I'm doing, guys, is really creating an opportunity. I want to create an opportunity for you guys to change your life. And the reality is, it's not about me doing it. It's about you doing it. If I lift all the weights, I get all the benefit. So you need to lift some of the weights. And the weights that we're asking you to lift are 5 minutes every morning to write down your goals. It's not like we're asking you to spend an hour and a half running at a treadmill on a 5 incline at, a 13 speed. We're saying do something that's simple. Write down what you want out of life every morning. It's not difficult. It takes 5 minutes, and it will change the trajectory of your life. So that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much. Justin, did you want to add anything, bud?
Yeah, I was dying to pop in. I didn't know if it was appropriate or not, but I want to say, just like I was saying, you're the average of your 5 people you hang around with most. If you have trouble finding those people, I know exactly how it was. I had a current, group of friends, and we weren't talking about the same stuff anymore. So getting involved in groups like this really helps out, making sure that you have that support there, the other people who are going through the same things, or people who have been through it before that can lift you up. That is key to getting ahead.
That's right. Justin, thank you so much, man. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm way excited to see you move up. I mean, to get your own webinar now on Wednesdays. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you're donating your time to do that, to give back. And guys, make sure that you jump on the call, make sure that you're there and you participate, because you can tell, look, from tonight, isn't this awesome information? It's all actionable information right now. Everything that you learned tonight, you can implement right this second as we leave. So guys, thank you so much, because without you, there is no us. You put the Y in our success. Have a great day, guys, and go make something happen. Bye.